Hi Clever Cats, today we're going to look at simplifying fractions or reducing fractions to their lowest form. So let's get started. Let's have a look at these fractions here. Some of them can be simplified, but others are already reduced to their lowest form. But how do we know which ones can be simplified and which ones are already reduced? What we need to do is we need to look at the numerator and we need to look at the denominator. We need to ask ourselves, are there any numbers that both 4 and 24 can be divided by? I always like to start with the greatest divisor, the greatest common divisor. So here, the greatest common divisor would be 4, which makes it a bit easier. They can be divided by 2 as well, but we're going to choose the highest one because we don't have to reduce it again. So we say 4 divided by 4 is 1 and 24 divided by 4 is 6. So that can be reduced to 1/6. Okay, let's look at this one. We've got 5. Remember, we look at the numerator and we look at the denominator and we've got 16. Is there a number that both 5 and 16 can be divided by? The answer is no. So that means this is already reduced to its lowest form. All right, let's look at 3 and 11 for this one. So we say, is there a common number that can divide 3 and can divide 11? The answer is no. So this one has already been reduced to its lowest form. Right, last one, 7 out of 21. Is there a common number that we can divide 7 by and 21? Both of them? Yes, there is. We can do 7. So let's say divided by 7, 21 divided by 7, and we get 7 divided by 7 is 1. 21 divided by 7 is 3. So the simplified form of that is 1/3. Now, if you'd like to have a try yourself, you might want to pause the video and have a go, but I'm going to work these out just for some extra practice. Then we're going to have a go ourselves. Okay, let's have a look at these two. This one here, we have 3 as our numerator, 12 as our denominator. We can divide both by 3. So if we divide 3 by 3, we get 1. If we divide 12 by 3, we get 4. So the reduced fraction is 1/4. Now this one, it's really good if you know your times tables really well, because if we look at 6 and then we look at 28, if we did our 6 times tables, we would never get 28. So we have to find a different number that is common to both. Let's go down to 2. Can we divide both by 2? Yes, we can. So let's divide both by 2, and we get 6 divided by 2 is 3. 28 divided by 2 is 14. Now, when we've got numbers like this, we also say to ourselves, can we go any further? And 3 will not go into 14. So our lowest is 3/14. Here are some examples, more examples for you to practice. I want you to have a try of these. Have a pause of the video, have a go, and then we'll come up with the answers when you have finished. Okay, how did you go? I hope you're learning how to simplify fractions. Let's have a look. So we've got 8 and 32. Now I know that 8 and 32, 32 is in the 8 times tables. So I am going to divide the top by 8, and I'm going to divide the bottom by 8. 8 divided by 8 is 1. 32 divided by 8 is 4. So that is reduced to a quarter. All right, let's have a look at 16 and 24. I know that in common they have their 4 times tables. So I'm going to divide it by 4, each one. Then I get 16 divided by 4 is 4. 24 divided by 4 is 6. All right, if I look at this one, I can reduce it even further. I am going to divide it by 2. So I say divided by 2, divided by 2, and I get 2, oh goodness me, 2/3. Now that brings me back to a question that I have. I wonder if I used the highest common factor. I don't think I did. I chose 4, but I could choose 8. If I chose 8 and divided it by 8, I would get 16 divided by 8 equals 2, and 24 divided by 8 is 3. Now you can see I got the same answer. So sometimes if you don't pick the highest one, it still doesn't matter because you're going to get the same answer. You might just have to double the process like I did up here, but it'll come to the same answer as well. Okay, let's look at 6/10. So we've got 6 and we've got 10. I am going to divide it by 2. I think that's the highest one that we can do, even though it doesn't seem very high. 6 divided by 2 is 3. And 10 divided by 2 equals 5. So my answer is 3/5. Thank you, clever cats. I hope you learnt something today. If there are anything else that you would like to learn about, please write it down in the comments, and I'll see you next time.